Hello, Born Review Nation. Gabe.
Nick.
And we are here today to bring you another song reaction. Fresh off the presses. Checking some more Beatles stuff. Nick, talk to us. What are we listening to?
So we are reacting to a song called Rain, and this is a song that I am not familiar with at all. From the title, no idea.
Is it the song that goes, rain, 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 here we go? Or am I completely confusing that with
It could be. I have no idea.
Rain. And the only reason
I thought I knew all their songs, at least to a certain degree, but obviously
No,
not.
I'm thinking sun, sun, sun. Here we go. Here comes the sun.
No, here comes the sun, yeah. That's not how it goes, but here
Okay.
comes the sun.
Yeah, that one, okay. And in that one, do they say rain, 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 or sun, sun, sun?
I don't think they say either.
They say one of those, sun, 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 here we go.
You're going to make me feel bad. I don't know if they do.
I'm pretty sure they do.
There's also that one song, Rain, from Blind Melon. I don't know how it goes right now, but that's a popular song. And then there's also Don't Blame It on the Rain.
Yeah. I don't know who sings that, but that's an 80s song right there.
Vanilli?
That was on the... Oh, it was Milli Vanilli. Oh,
Yes.
my gosh, Milli Vanilli. Dude, I was such a fan back in the days. You know what I mean? Listen, everybody that hates Milli Vanilli right now, they were on the radio 24/7 back in the day. Blame It on the Rain, and it was a girl, you know it's true.
Yeah.
And then it was like, you would have thought they killed somebody, bro. Because once that Grammy it happened, they won the Grammy and it come out, they lip singing, they had to give it back or whatever, bro. People that didn't even know what the controversy was about. People were going to their concerts just to boycott them. And man, Milli Vanilli. And I actually saw the
Thanks for buying a ticket.
The VH1 story after that. It's like, it affected them mentally or whatever. The one guy, like, he got into alcoholism and drugs and stuff like that. It was sad, man.
Yeah, it's a crazy situation. By the time they gave back the Grammys, like, you can just take it, just like almost as if like if we give this back, can you guys just forget about it because we don't want to deal with this backlash. But it was crazy. We're gonna check out this song. I'm sure most of our audience that likes the Beatles, you love Milli Vanilli too. So I'm sure we really spoke nicely, to your sweet spot there. If you like our reaction to this anyway, please don't forget to
like and subscribe.
And if this is your first time watching one of these from us, Gabe has been introduced to the Beatles. This is probably, I don't know, 15th, 20th Beatles song he's reacted to for the first time.
Who's one of my least favorite singers? That's it. She has no business
J-Lo?
singing. I was going to say she should give her Grammy back. But oops, she haven't won
I
one.
was going to say, she got a Grammy? Dude.
I'm sorry. I had to.
Eminem's got an Oscar, man. Come on. No way she gets a Grammy.
He can act.
It got it for the song, but yes. All right, so we're going to go ahead and check out Rain from the Beatles. Here we go. So laid back then. That's kind of what you were saying with their sun part, right? That was kind of a weird ending. Like the words did not match his lips at all. It was almost like it was in reverse or some nonsense.
Look, the video was off. Yeah, I noticed that.
The video might have been off too, but the rest of the video was fine. That was weird.
Interesting. Thoughts? You want to give your thoughts?
So
first?
I did recognize this song.
Okay.
I never listened. I didn't listen to it too many times growing up. Not my favorite song. I'm sorry. I like seeing how much fun they have with it, and I love John Lennon's voice. So anything he sings,
Right.
it's like they say, you can sing the phone book for crying out loud, and I'll still enjoy it.
Right.
I like seeing their camaraderie and all their fun they have, but it's just not a song that really works for me too.
No. And people get mad, right? Believe it or not, we read the comments. I just have learned a long time ago, like, try not to respond because, it's a war of attrition. Like, I don't have enough energy to respond to everyone. You know what I mean? And it's like, then it gets a little personal and stuff like that. Like, the one video a while back, I forget what they started talking about my hairline. What does a receding hairline have to do with my opinion on music? Anyone? Help me out here.
This shows you how smart they are when it comes to insulting people.
Or at least insult me about my taste in music, but don't. The hairline just says that's wisdom.
That you say,
that says wisdom. With that being said, there are filler songs. I'm sorry, there are. Every album has them. They know themselves. Listen,
but they usually don't get their own video, though.
Yeah, or maybe I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe they don't get their own video, but I know. Think about it. Every time you see any movie, right, that they talk about, oh well, that's gonna be the A side, that's gonna be this B side. Anybody that knows any insight or has any behind, they literally have songs that are gonna be radio play songs that they know. Hey, this is what we're gonna have playing on the radio. This is what's gonna be the video. They don't make a video to every song. They don't make a single to every song. And there's like some songs that are filler. Now, could they end up being hits? Absolutely. There are albums where you're like, man, that album, I could listen to it from front to cover. Every single song is a banger. But the overwhelming majority of albums aren't that. A lot of times they'll put older songs that they might have not used from a different album or whatever. Because, there's a certain demand and how many minutes that CD or that album runs, right? And okay, maybe this song didn't quite meet that threshold, or you got a few shorter songs in there, so I got to find another song to put in there. Sometimes they'll put that in there. So there are filler songs, and anybody that says that there aren't, I mean, are there albums that the entire things are classic and that they're, yeah, absolutely. But overwhelmingly, you're telling me every single album you've ever owned, every single one of them, you'd be like, yeah, that's a banger. Yep, that's going to be a hit. Yeah, that's going to hit the top 100, the top 200, the top 250, the top... No, stop.
And even the ones that you may personally enjoy, because I can think of some albums that I do like every single song on the album, but I can't honestly say they would all be radio hits because probably the majority of people wouldn't like it as much as I do. No, you're absolutely right. Even if you have... back in the day when you get the CD or you get the record and it has 12 tracks on it. If 6 of those songs you really like, that's an amazing album right there.
You just need one. Hence, one hit wonder. Vanilla Ice, Ice, Baby. Can you tell me the other song? One more song on that album.
Didn't he do Too Legit to Quit? Or was that
That's MC Hammer. But
another one hit wonder almost.
Well, wait. Hammer had Too Legit to Quit. That was a completely different album than Can't Touch That. But...
Okay, can you give me more?
I cannot.
No, Vanilla Ice had a different one besides the Ninja Turtle.
Go Ninja, go. But you know what I mean? Like, yeah, all you need is one hit. Yeah. So the reality is, that's what studios are hoping for. That's what record labels are hoping for. Come on. You know how many albums they put out and they can't even get one? Can you imagine being that record exec and you sit back and you're like, this whole thing is garbage. Which one are we gonna spend the money on the video for? Or which one are we gonna push?
That was your accent.
That was my studio accent. You know what I mean? I don't know, Hollywood has done this to us where all bad guys, you seen that commercial where they're all British bad guys or whatever because they got the best accents or whatever, the James Bond villain. So that's always like my studio accents, This is all garbage. It's a terrible accent. I know.
Can I give you a fun fact about the Beatles real quick?
Please.
I just read this somewhere. Someone asked Paul McCartney recently. They said, "Did you and John Lennon ever have like a tough time writing your songs?" He said there was only one song that we couldn't write in one sitting, and we went out, had some lunch, came back, and we finished it.
Wow.
So I'm assuming from that he's saying every other song, sit down, write it, melody, chords, music, done.
That's crazy.
How crazy is that? One out of your 250 plus songs you wrote?
You know, it's funny. Dr. Dre, West Coast rapper and producer, worked with Jay-Z for the first time. And he said when Jay-Z came in the studio, no notebook, no pad, never heard it. He'll just sit in there, play the beat, listen to it, and then, okay, I'm ready to go. Never writes anything down. And he's one of the few rappers, if you, bro,
how do you remember all that?
It's insane. And a lot of the stuff is just off the dome. A lot of the stuff, and you're like, when you think about some of the intricate stuff he's put out there, some of the complex stuff he have out there, you're like, oh, wow. That's why, I mean, if you know anything about rap, he's on the Mount Rushmore, right? He's up there with Tupac and Biggie, Eminem's another one where people are like, they're just so prolific, it's not even funny. And who else was it? Kanye, when he first started, he was a producer, and they were like, wow, he's such a great producer with all these beats. They literally signed him even though he couldn't rap, and even though they made a joke on the album that Dame Dash signed him because he was like, listen, even if every other song in the album is whack, we'll just throw Cameron was one of their rappers, or Rockefeller, we'll just throw Cam on every song and sell the album that way. But they literally signed Kanye to keep their beats because he had all the hot beats. Everybody wanted to work with him, one of the best producers. And he was like, Jay-Z was the only person that would come in the studio, not prepared, not whatever, come in, listen to the track, okay, I'm ready to go. Like, some people are just music, they can hear the music. Others people have to work on it. So it sounds like the Beatles are just like that, where they can just hear the music and it comes easily to them.
That, and also just a dream writing duo. Because Paul McCartney went on to do Wings and all that kind of stuff afterwards, and he had some hits, but nothing like this. It was just a dream team. If you like our reaction to this anyway, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.
We know all things.